To put anything back in position, you have to understand the code frequency level systems. The three-dimensional system activates through its code system. All those code systems are allocated to its position. So everybody has to go through connections aligned systems. So I'm changing the the brain anomalies, and I'm galaxy switching everybody to connection lines into the past reference from its very beginning. Everything through its connection when it comes into before anything of this happened through connections. This is how we get strong when the surface through connection of its Earth system change light code level systems to its traction positions. I've set up an illustration to show you how fast it is to see these things through connection. So the Earth rotation center and its Earth is going to go into the past alignment. I'm going to reposition the Earth into the past. It's already set up in this illustration. Okay, it's really, really powerful how we come into these alignments. It's understand the true alignments, understand the code of its reference. I get a confirmation from the Earth's surface, Earth cycles, Earth ground formation, everything through light channel division. So it's all about when you go back into the fifth dimensional system, the center core position of your brainwave positions will be fresh in your mind. Okay. So when this happens, it's kind of like a rippling effect. It's like changing the vibrational system to humanity, to its Earth core. Right? So this is what I'm going to do as your commander. Before I get started, thank you very much for subscribing to my channel to keep you informed what's going on through the galactic system, high rising to all connection line systems. This is an extremely, extremely powerful video. When I do this, it's understanding you have to stop time to do these things, right? So it's set in position to the new positions of the sun through the simulation. The sun and everything through the moon is in the simulation, the fifth dimensional system. But we're going to go back to the past where it was one just yellow sun and everything through the moon. Okay, so it's understand how we go through alignments. So it's going to be fresh in your mind as you go through a rewinding perception. And you're going to go through a wormhole, through a black hole. That black hole is going to put you into the past position. So it's about the whole Earth traveling to its vortex location, right? So anybody want to go through my healing, go through my scanning, bioscan you, probe you on location systems, put you in your 12 rotation centers, interior chakra communications in your fifth dimensional activation body system. You also can go through my email for consultations. This will help you and guide you, and that's the most important thing. But today, it's going to be extremely fast, right? It's Sunday, and usually I have that time off. I'm usually doing 7 days a week, for videos, but mostly it's from familiar. But I send a core the position, understand the code frequencies, the code references, and the lights and the activation and everything. The grounds is set up to positions. Now, when you see this illustration, you'll see everything through its Earth rotation center. So it's kind of like your whole body system is going to go back in a wind spin, and it's going to go, it's going to stop for a second, right? I'm going to go refix it, realign, readjust, refresh your brain locations to its anomaly, and put you back into position into the simulation core center of its shape. So it's all about understanding what's going on with your brain waves, what's going on with your brain patterns, what's going on with your brain anomaly of its galaxies. So the galaxy switch is going to change everybody's body frame into the gravity system. Really, really powerful when you see these things. It's mostly important to understand these things because all set repost positions is sending in the core to all division level systems. All right, so it's really understanding how the code frequencies are connected to three-dimensional system vibration. So it's understanding, reading the patterns, reading the core system of its Earth, the planetary system of its connection to its vibration in the third dimensional system. So remember, you have to know the codes of all planets, right? So this is what's happening through connections. So it's kind of like a waving wave. So it's like this. Okay, so it's understanding what you're seeing through connections, right? So it's just back tracing locations, and you're coming into a new waving system to its allocated position. So you go from here, and then you go from here. All right? So that's basically how you change vibration from one to another. All right, so you got one here, right? So it's all about vibration, okay? Vibration is everything. So it's understanding the code frequencies of its lights, the thought recognition of its activation system, the correlation to anything through its location to its Earth system. All right, so we're going to travel back into time. So the Earth is set up through position. Okay, when you see this, it's extremely powerful. So the connection of the particle system is separated through its divisions on the YouTube platform. It's split in its location position. So you got space location and you got time position levels. So I had to reframe, readjust, resurface everything through the sun, change positions, everything through the moon program setting, reposition all level systems to electrical wire locations, and change everything through its sun into its radiation cycle back into the past position of its Earth core and its line system. Okay, so when you see this, It's extremely powerful. All right. This is the present. This is the past. Okay. Now, because it's in a back reflection, this looks like the future, but it doesn't matter. Either way, in space anomaly, it's in the mind system right away. So this is the Earth system right now in the present time, right? So this is what I have to do with the moon and the sun. See how the sun goes over here to the past? See how the moon is set up? So it's understanding and reading the patterns when it comes to electronic division location positions. I wanted to show you how powerful it is, how we can actually move the Earth to its past. And that's understanding the codes of a three-dimensional system when it comes into the vibrations, to its connection. Okay, it's the waving cycles through its position. Remember, you have to understand your audio signals through connections, right? It's mostly important to understand these things, okay? So I'm going to set the codes, right? It's already set in the mind collaboration centers. The simulation is going back into location. Now, everybody's brain location of their anomalies is going to change everything to position, okay? So here we go. So I'm resetting positions right now through its alignment connection line system. The simulation core's three-dimensional system was never set up to its position. Because of that location position, this is how you change the framing locations of its past, present, motion pattern to its condition of its brain location position. So everybody's body activation line system has to be in its protection light system to its three-dimensional system of its protection. So it's understanding how you change your body system to all calculations into the Earth rotation center, putting back position of the Earth into its connection of its rotation system. The position level of its Earth right now is in the past alignment through connection. It's right here now. All right. So basically, I stop in time right now. It's on the clock and magnet system of 0.01. Okay. So everybody's body is like still right now. The brain location is going through calibration center. It's trying to understand what's going on. So it's kind of like your whole brain and everything anomaly is a galaxy switch. So I change your brain locations into the past position of the Earth, and it's affecting everything because the Earth is now in the past. Ascending position is extremely fast, and you do everything through calculation through the sun and everything through the moon. The moon is everything through space, everything through the behavioral system. Even the behavioral system is changed back in position. So it's understanding how you change the vibrational signals into the vibrational system of its Earth core, right? So in that position, everything that's happened in the past, okay, is going to change everything through its alignment of its presence, okay? So what does that mean? That means everything's going to be fresh in your mind, okay? So it's all about taking the fear cycle out of it like it never happened into that position. So when you come back into the fifth dimensional system, everything is in a refreshing motion connection line system. The brainwaving patterns through its galaxy and its switches as they're going to change everything through your activations of your gravity centers, okay? And it's going to put you in a better position too when you come into the simulation, right? So it's a little bit more understanding of what the Earth is going through when it's coming into the presence of its position. Because this is the simulation, okay? This is the three-dimensional anomaly, okay, of its connection. So you have the yellow sun through its line system and everything through its position, okay? It's how to travel everything through its connection to its presence to its past. So the Earth is in position, change the particle system, back in traction positions. Okay, so basically you can see everything I'm going to do right now. Okay, I'm repositioning everything through connections back in the past, right? So I'm going to change the fragmentation line system, allocate those positions on locations. All right. So it's all about the communication of the cycles. So it's coming in light communication, light signals. All right. Here we go. Reframe, readjust, refocus. All right, so basically the center position right here, it's connecting to all light interference along the communication line system. So it's taking all the dark N84 system, dark vibration, anything, gravity system, everything that started from its beginning. Okay, so you come back into the fifth dimensional system, you see a big, humongous change in vibration of the Earth. So it's better communication with humanity system through connection through the gravity's power and the atmosphere system. Better communications when it comes into darker location positions. Better communication when it comes to your dream location positions. Better communication when it comes to your perception line system. Okay, so your reality be totally different when you go back into the presence of its past. Okay, so reposition level systems, code frequency levels. Okay, back into the moon level connection. In this position, all right, so the coloration of the moon is in position right now. Okay, it's in position. Okay, and this is how you change everything back into position of brain anomalies, the condition of humanity species. Okay, center position level systems going to allocated position into the sun rotation center. Okay, back in the center position. So all those wire signals in the three-dimensional system, everything that's happened from January through connections, right, is changing the atmospheric locations of its colors. It's changing its digital frame of its program. It's changing everything through its activation of human species through the brain location positions. So it's washing energy locations of plasma webs, and it's changing the Earth into the fifth dimensional system, okay, to its simulation. Okay, so the wire signals and everything through the grounds, everything connection, anything through formations when it comes into vaccines, anything through distribution never happened. So it's really powerful how we come into these things. So it's understanding all connections. So when you come back into the fifth dimensional system, okay, your vibration of your brain waves are going to change the pattern locations, and it's going to take you out of the fear cycle. So that's going to open up more humanity. It's going to awaken all the channel locations, and everything that you see through the vaccines or anything through distributions or anything through that location position, you're going to see it as basically a blob. You're going to see it as a flotation device. You're going to see it as a fear cycle that doesn't exist. So it's all an illusion. Okay. So basically it's repositioning everything, right? And putting you back in positions. Okay. This trapping position is coming into location position. Now, this is how you change everything through location. All right. So go into that position. All right. So we got the light signal. See that right there? See what's happening with the moon? The moon is centering position, right? So when that happens, everything through the sun rotation of its communications, the sun is going on its rotation cycle and it's going into the present position. Okay, the center position of the sun right now is centering position right now into the presence. So it's understanding how to take the old sun in position, laser direction to its present position. This is how you change the energy washes to the activation light system, okay, to its connection of its past, to its present, of its future, right? So I have to do these things. So it's waking up humanity more and 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 more through the perceptions, audio signals, mind, brain, location positions, and their voicing grid patterns, their chakra rotation centers, and everything through dream set positions. Okay. Now, all right. So we're going to go back into position, right? Because it's extremely powerful through their rotation center. We have to go back because I can't have the Earth in too many levels of connection to space anomalies because it will ripple the effect. And once you go into alignment, you have to put it back in position, right? Exactly the way it was, the exact same position, exact same vibration. But everything is changed now in humanity's system. Okay, so your binaries are changed, your matrix location of your body frame is changed, your dream set location of your ground formations are changed, everything through your power centers, your perceptions of what you see through anything through connection when it comes into all connections, okay, especially what's going on with the chaos and all that through its corruption. It's going to be a dream sequencing level system to you, and it's going to be a fear cycle that's going to disappear in the atmosphere system. So it's understanding how to change the vibrations, okay, of the Earth and put it in a better position of fifth dimensional to the simulation. Okay, so when you change vibration, you change the Earth vibration because I had to center the core system of its Earth to understand what's going on with humanity, right? So to do these things, you have to go through the brainwashes. Okay, you have to go through the brain reception. You have to go through the brain projection line system. So it's rewiring your location positions into your body frames. Okay, it's really powerful. So as we're going to go back into the present locations, your brain location is going to go back into your mind system. It's out of its equation right now. Okay, 7 billion people's brainwaves are out in position into the connections. It's circling and rotating right now. Okay, it's in its particle system. It's going, that's what I'm saying. So truly understand how to communicate with the Earth in the three-dimensional system of its past, and truly understand everything through its connection of its fifth dimensional. So line graphs everything through the position. Okay, you got north, west, south, and east, which travel in positions. Okay, so holding all that energy is extremely powerful. But you have to understand the connections of its past, of its sun, and everything through its program of its moon, and everything through its connection of its present to its moon, to its surface of its sun. Okay, so now we're going to travel back to all connection line systems. 0.01 traction location position. Code frequency level system, change location positions. All humanity is in a brainwash location back into position. Gravity search setup, powers is set up, adversaries is set up. Everything through perception is changing everything through wire location positions. Everything through the past is no longer the past. So it's relieving everything through connections. Your body framing location, your mind collaboration centers, and your audio signals are in a different divisional level system. So it's allocating humanity more into the present system. Okay, so the more they come into the presence, the more the fear cycle comes out. Okay, so I'm popping the bubble, right? No more fear. Okay, so humanity wakes up more and more through the vibration. So everybody had to go back into the past, right, to change the present to its future, right? So it's back in location. Of 0.01 traction simulation core system, activate everything through light signal, panopticon code systems, triangle location positions. Here we go, electronic interference. 1, 2, 3. Back in the fifth dimensional system. Allocate its position, core system into its present location. Done. Back in the presence of the fifth dimensional system. Hooah! How's everybody feel? Big changes, guys. Big, humongous changes. Anyway, I had to set that up because it's a lot of energy. Remember, imagine your commander holding the earth and all 7 billion people on it, understanding wherever you are, it doesn't matter. The Earth core system understands the code reference to your location of its mind system. I took the code references, the fifth dimensional system, backphrase its position to its framing location, and put you into the past of its alignment. Okay, so everything that happened in the past before it happened never happened, which means that it puts most of humanity, okay, into connections out of the past and into the presence. And that's how you change vibration. Okay? So it's the old vibration replaced in the new vibration to its connection. Okay, so it's all about overlapping divisions of locations, right? Old pattern, new pattern, right? So when that happens through connections, this is the position it comes in. So it's under circle rotation center. So everything that happened in the past never happened. That changes the presence right now, here and now, right? So a lot more humanity is waking up through vibration. Realize they've been manipulated more and lied to more and more through corruption. That's what's happening right now to that position. So this is what your commander did through location. All right, so as you get the sun interference location positions, okay, goes through its wind spins, all right? And then you got to have the collaboration, everything through connection when it comes into the moon. This is how you put everything in the past, right? So center records its position, changes particle system, right? Allocates its position. So you have the Earth rotation center, like this, location. Okay, so this is the Earth. Okay, it's all in its particle system. I'm trying to make a circle rotation center to show you here. But it's all connected. Remember, because the Earth in the fifth dimensional system is plasma, right? So I had to go back to the position to show you what the Earth is, location, right? So it's understanding how to travel all this. All this is connected, right? Putting this Earth rotation back into the third dimensional system, to its particle system. So I had to reframe, readjust all the shapes and anomalies, okay? To the center core position, to its past, and bring you guys back into position to its new Earth rotation. So we come back into the connections of the plasma energy system of its Earth to its position, right? And comes into the plasma system to its connection. So basically it comes, all communications cycles to that position to its location. So this is how you change things into position, guys. So the Earth comes back into position of its presence position. Past, present. Okay. So just wanted to show you how powerful it is and when you do these things through vibration. Okay, so everything has changed now. I feel change already. It's amazing. You know, I always get the codes beforehand because it's extremely powerful energy. Remember, your commander is holding the earth, the whole earth in the solar systems. So it's understanding how to change everything. You have to change everything through alignment. You have to reposition all solar system planet positions because they're in different alignment. Remember, planets don't stay in one position. It's all connected to our behavioral systems. The moon doesn't stay in one position. It has different patterns when it comes into relation through your behavioral systems. Okay? The sun is never in one position. It travels every single day through time zones, but it stays in the center position. It's just a holographic signal that's channeling division all to Earth location positions into your reactive cycles. It's open up your connections to your rainbow body activation line system to your chakra locations. Okay? But it's all done. It's all done. So everybody's going to feel different now, from the present to the past to the presence. Okay? So it's fascinating. I'll tell you. It's affecting everybody. Okay? So it's all about waking up the clock of humanity. You know, alarm goes off. It's like, whoa, what just happened? Switch. Switcheroo, right? Fascinating. Yeah, it is. And Guy, funny, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. You go outside, you're going to see everything through corruption, all that. It's like, whatever. So you're getting out of the fear. You're living the presence. So what I did, okay, is basically I took all humanity back into the past. To do that, you have to understand these things. It's like it never happened before it happened, or even before it happened, right? Is understanding how to change the brainwash connections to the brainwave positions to their connections of its past, to let go of the past and live the presence. That puts them in a better position. So humanity is coming up. They're coming up and out of their vessels into truth. That's going to surface everything can now through connection, and it's going to open up their hearts, the power of their hearts, the power of the mind, and the power of their soul identification of what just happened. Okay? So it's really, really powerful when we see these things. I missed out all the notes, but I see what it is. Yeah, you have to watch it back. And that's it. You feel it, right? You feel it. And that's what it is. It's all about getting humanity into the presence of its vibration to its fifth dimensional system. The allocated position is understanding that we lived the three-dimensional system vibration, right? That was living its atmosphere of its time. Everything's on a dimensional through a clock. Understand where the sun is through its clock in the three-dimensional system. Understand where the program setting is with its behavioral system. Understanding where Jupiter is through its connection. Understanding everything through Saturn. Remember how Saturn and Jupiter were going to come into one, right? Well, I backphrased that connections, right? I went back to the position of where this never happened. Okay, so I set the codes, right, for humanity to understand how powerful it is, how it can actually take the earth and put it into the past alignment and bring it back into the presence. So now humanity is in a better position, okay, getting out of the fear and putting them into a better position of what's going on through its corruption. And they see it for what it is. Nothing. Nothing. That's all it is. It doesn't exist. So it's understanding that your vibrations, okay, are now in allocated positions to the ground formation system. Your chakra system is not open. It's just your brainwashing locations of your energy rotation centers are in a better position to its present position of its dream location position. So every time you wake up, everybody is going to be in the presence of its time. So that allows everything to see what's going on through its formation of its corruption. So when you see things on TV, you know it's fake. It's not real, right? So it's all about strong in the mind, having power of the mind, understand how you do these things through energy, frequencies, and vibration, and everything through harmonic resistance. So it's me connecting to its connection of the fifth dimensional system of the earth and me connecting to the past alignment of its third dimensional earth. I got waving cycles aligned communication. Okay, my left and right hemisphere doesn't exist in position. Everything through solar connection of space anomaly. Okay, so it's understanding that I have a full rotation center through its connection. This is how you change the waving cycles through its connection of the brainwash locations of the brain anomalies to its galaxy switches. So it's understanding what's going on through the cycles of humanity, what's going on with their dream sets, what's going on with the TV receptions, what's going on with the proacting cycles, what's going on with the behavioral systems, okay, through their connection, right? So you have to watch the video. It's very, very powerful, very, very, and it affects everybody. So everybody's back in a better position now. So it kind of forces humanity to wake up more and more. So it's kind of like an alarm clock goes off in your head and it just does an anomaly switch. So your time frame and your codes or your body system has changed. Okay, which means that you're in more of the simulation of the core. You're in the center birthing system of its present position and no longer in the system of its past position. Okay, so humanity is in a better position now, and that changes everything to the dark N84 system because it never happened. I put you guys in a position where you have to understand how an Earth can travel to the third dimensional system of its alignment. So for me to understand these things, I have to understand humanity and where they are through position of their dream sets. Okay, so magnificent, isn't it? I love it. See, Dina's feeling much better. That's what I'm saying. And because my team is already high rise and I hope you guys are getting ready because tomorrow, 90 atmospheres, 90 location positions in the chakras. So hopefully you studied your test, review and evaluations because it's coming up very, very soon. Okay. So hopefully you write it down through comment, views, everything for the connection line system. Anybody want to go through the practicing levels, understand more of information system, but now your body frame and everything through your connection is all allocated to positions of its presence. All humanity. It forces, even if they try to understand that they try to stay in the past, they can't. They can't stay in the past anymore because I took the Earth to the three-dimensional system. All right. So the Earth system understands more connections to the fifth dimensional system of its Earth through its rotation. Right? So it's understand the communication of the sun and everything through the program of the moon of the third dimensional system, and understand everything through its friendship and relation and partnership is an aligned sequencing line system of its past to its present to its future. So humanity can have more of a future and not realize everything that's going on is just a controlling system. So it's breaking down all the surfaces of its past alignment of its old programs and putting everybody into better position of the present position of vibration. Okay? Hooah! So I feel it. It feels so fantastic. It's amazing how you do these things. It's an uplift. It's an energy, but it's an incredible thing how you do these things. It's amazing how you connect to this anomaly. So I haven't been online, but totally felt all that you were doing. Yeah. Happy dance. So everybody having questions or comments, you want to go through my healing, now's the time, especially now, because everybody's body framing and their vibrational system has changed its position. Okay. So everything that's been happening ever since January with the vaccines and all that basically never happened in the mind system. I brainwashed all your locations. Okay. Put you in a better position of the presence. So it's knowing how to take humanity out of the past and put them in vibration of its presence, which is the fifth dimensional system. So everybody can be in a better position to travel, okay, into the core centers, right? So that's what I had to do. I had to do these things so humanity gets a better understanding. 7 billion more people right now are connected to its alignment of its presence and no longer its past. And that's confusing more to them. So they have to come through my healing. Okay, so it's kind of readjusting their frame. You have to understand how to connect to the brain waves. It's all connected through the dreams of travels and thoughts and lights and activation and color. That's all it is. It's understanding the space of you and everything through the time of travel. Understand your connections of shapes in the three-dimensional system and how you can change positions of your shapes anomalies, change anything through its matrix to its tesseract. So it's taking all the old matrix of you and putting you in a new matrix in the fifth dimensional system, which becomes the new Earth of the simulation of its connection. Okay? So yeah, it's very powerful. Very, 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 very. This is probably the most powerful video. Okay? Everybody through governments, corporations, media, and everything through forcing is feeling it right now. So it's kind of like you have dark vibration here and you got light here. Okay? So it's like, it's going like this back and forth because now the Earth is centered position. It has been in the past. So the dark rotation center can no longer be in the presence because it lives its core. It lives its host. The Earth rotation system is not there anymore through connections. So I understand the codes when it comes to the earth, right? So this is where light comes in and pushes the dark out. It forces the mind system to wake up, guys. And like I said, it's an alarm clock of an adjustment to a time where it comes into a better formation to its presence of its time. So everybody through humanity can have a future of travel to anything the world they want through manifestation. And that's why it's extremely powerful. Okay. So it's all activated. It's happened. It's done. All right. It's in position now. Okay. It's all about humanity understanding where they are in the presence and no longer in the past. Okay. So it's kind of like waking up to truth. Okay. And that's all it is. It's all a connection now. So humanity is forced to rise. And these are things I have to do to change the position of humanity, and truth has to surface. You can't touch the surface of truth. Okay. You can't even talk surfaces of truth. It has to go in its formation. It has to go in its circular rotation. It has to go in its position. It has to go in its fifth dimensional system of its solar systems. Okay. So the traction position of the solar system in the three-dimensional system was changed through its location of its color. So I had to change the coloration system to its brainwaving patterns, to its chakra locations, because all your chakra systems in the three-dimensional system was different. Less stress, less fear, no problem, working well, doing well, communicating well, right? Even though there's still a lot of things that are going on, like wars, corruption, anything to deception, but you had no vaccines, right? So that's how far back I took you guys, right? The more I take you back in the three-dimensional system, before it happened, it changed everything to humanity's system into its right position, right location, right line, right motivation through its connection. So you have more freedom of speech, more freedom of mind of speech, freedom of everything through your sovereignty, and better connections with your dream set positions, and understand where you are through connection of the earth rotation of the simulation system. Okay? So, but if you have any questions or comments, please come to me. Let me know. If you want to go through my healing, I'll open up your 12 chakra rotation centers. You can go through my email for consultations. Okay, but everything I do through healing is activated, right? To that connection. But I'm not going to spend too much time with you guys because it's Sunday and I like to take time off. Imagine that I do 7 videos 7 days a week. So there's a lot of things that are happening right now. But in position, this is how you take humanity into the presence to its past, and past back to its present. So you have to understand all communication through the sun and the moon, right? All different positions, different colors, different relation. So the relation to the three-dimensional system, okay, of its past is different from its present. Right? So you have to understand wire signals, wire locations, energy locations, washing locations, brain locations, anomaly switches, galaxy switches, weather connection line system, body activation line system to its chakra location position, right? So everybody's going to feel it. Everybody's going to feel it. So just, everything's coming to the light more and more now because I took the earth to the past. So I feel fantastic. I feel really, really good. And when you accomplish these things, you see a big change. You see a change in your mind. You see a change in you see a change in your frames. You see a change in your dreams. You see a change in your past. So your past is disintegrating, and your present is coming in, right? Circle rotation is coming in. So it's all about understanding what's going on, how to bring your clocking into 12, right? With my team, we're at 9 right now. We're coming into 9. So once we go up to 12, we go into 114 chakras. Then they come into light communication, full cycle rotation. So it's understanding all connection of humanity always has the process of healing themselves. But you have to have the heart of a child to understand everything through illustration. That's the most powerful thing that you can consume in your body to really understand how we connect. I sent you guys a video of Greg Braden, how he's going through obstacle levels of science and AI and all its connection, right? He's got the right equations, but he doesn't have the answer of the equation, okay? Everybody on this earth doesn't have the answer, right? So, and it's all a question until you understand it, right? You have to understand yourself first before you can understand the earth, before you can understand the universe and how it operates, right? But once you have connection to all alignments, there's nothing that you can't do, okay, to change, all right? So when I saw the earth, I saw everything that I need to do. It gave me the codes. I knew exactly what to do. I set the framing systems into body activation light systems. Everybody's coming into the present position now, okay? And everything through the vaccines and the sites and all that is going to destroy its atmosphere, okay? So it's understanding how you take the split division level system. You got the presence, you got the past. Line, signal, galaxy, switch. So the earth rotation center is different now, right? So when I zoom it across, right? So now the earth is in the three-dimensional system of its center core position. It's not in the simulation, okay? So basically, I took you all the way back to the 90s. I took you back to the 90s. So you guys now have positions where you have to understand that there's no wiping location position now. Everything that's happened in the 90s is a better position with music and all that. Everybody has their different era. Mine was the 80s, rock and roll, Led Zeppelin, you know. But it's understanding how vibration is connected to you in a three-dimensional system and how you change things into its connection of its presence. Okay, so everything that happened in the past doesn't exist in your mind anymore. Okay, of its presence. Okay. So you kind of like see yourself, okay, you're concentrating more of yourself. You want to upgrade yourself more. And everything that you focus on, as soon as you change the brainwaving patterns, when humanity wakes up more and more through vibration, it destroys everything in the atmosphere of its Earth rotation, guys. Okay, anything with corruption, anything with news, anything with media, all media is changing to positions. All corporations and everything, governments are changing. Their brain locations is forced to change because the Earth was in the third dimensional system in 1990. Okay, so it's kind of like the DeLorean, right? When Marty goes back into time, now he has to go to 88.8 to go back in time. He has to go a certain position of laser direction to its acceleration. So he had to change that position, right, to its position. Okay, where it comes into the flux capacitor. Okay, so he goes up pattern locations and it goes back into time to its position, right? But once he gets out of the DeLorean, okay, and he's back in, what was it? It was back in the 40s, 50s or something like 1955 or something like that. I'm not sure. But what I do know is that when you go back to the past, and you come back to the presence, you're changing vibration, you're changing your body, you're changing your activation, you're changing your brain waves, and you're changing all positions of what happened with the nature core. So nature is in a different position of alignment now. Okay, everything that I've done with the earth. Okay, I'm getting sounding patterns going, yeah, you know. You don't think the nature can talk back to me? It can. I know exactly what it's communicating with. I know the program setting of the nature of its core system. You can change anything as long as you understand the communication within yourself, because you're space of everything and time of travel of everything. Okay, so it's super cool, isn't it? Yeah, and that's why Dina's feeling very powerful. Okay, everybody through your friends, your community, your workers, or anybody on the news, the media, governments, corporations, the forcing are going to feel different, like you wouldn't believe. So they're forced to rise. They're forced to wake up now. Okay. So the more humanity comes into the balanced position of the present position, we can center the position in the simulation, and then your commander can create everything through the simulation of its creation, right? And put everybody into the rotation of its fifth dimensional alignment, because the energy field, but it's still in the plasma energy. Okay, it's still in its wall connections. Okay, it's got its web graphing location position, right? So more humanity comes up, okay, more the washing system leaves the dark system, right? Because the dark system can no longer be in position now, because I changed the vibration. Okay, so it's kind of like you have the vibration now, all the corruption, all that. It's very high rise vibration, right? Stress, anxiety, people are dying, all that. When you change the earth to the past, what happens? It changes everything. It changes everything through color. It changes everything through nature. It changes everything through atmosphere. It changes everything through the mind system of humanity into your brain patterns, guys. Okay? Your placebos, your cortex, your spines, everything through activation. Even your light recognition, lights, and everything connection of your thoughts are changed, right? So you're in a power trip right now. Okay? So it's all about to understand what's really going on. And that makes you smarter in the mind system because the Earth traveled in a three-dimensional system into 1990. Okay? But now it's in the fifth dimensional system, which is getting ready to the plasma energy system. This helps me more through positions. It's all about getting humanity into one vibration, to one alignment, to one center, to one location, to one atom, to one molecule structure of a singularity line system of simulation center positions. Okay? So, yeah. All right, just going to go back here with your questions. Super spectacular Sunday. I see Tina's probably feeling that activation. My team will feel that before it happens. So amazing changes have happened now, guys. Yeah. It's hard to explain these things. If you want me to understand more, if you want to understand more, what's really happening, go to my email and I'll tell you exactly in positions, because everybody's on a different frame, different path. That's another thing too with humanity, is because they're in a three-dimensional system, all their DNA paths are different from their thoughts. Different jobs, different places, different location, different communication, different friends. In the three-dimensional system, you were married, you come back in the fifth dimensional, so you're separated. That's a change. That's understanding how to change things back in position, right? But this is what your commander can do, right? Because he connects in all ways and forms, and it comes to solar systems and planets and positions, intelligence. I mean, there's anything I can change. I can change the sundials of the connections of its rotation of its sun to its connection of its activation light system. Tomorrow, we're going to get into how connections of the moonbeams and everything through sun rotation goes through its center position. What happens? What happens to the sun when it drops? And what happens when the moon comes up? All right, see light, and then you see, day, light and day, and then night and dark. Okay, so you have to understand what night and dark is and what light and day is. Two different variations of dimensions through portals. Sun is going through rotation. Remember, it's just astral projection, what you've seen through reception. The sun basically never leaves its position unless it understands its connection. So when it changes position, changes coloration, the Earth is rotating. The Earth rotates, right? So there's a reason why the Earth rotates. Okay. Now everybody is in that position. All 7 billion people doing whatever they want, right? But understanding everything through space, okay, has its anomaly when it comes into reflection. So you got the sun on its connection. It's going through its reflections, right? Okay. And it's reflecting everything through the Earth, and that's how it gets into different time zones. So you see reflection of the sun. I showed you that before in different time hotspots, locations, right? So the sun is always connected to the atmospheres, the clouds and dimension galaxies, and always connected to the grounds, right? So when it goes into sunrise or sunset, when the sun goes down like this, okay, I want to show you what happens, because I sent you guys pictures how it comes into golden sun, because it's reflection to me, because I'm all gold, right? So as it's going down, right, you think it's going down in the Earth, but it's not. It's going through another portal. Okay, so it's kind of like a different coloration of a set, where basically it centers position because the sun moves. It's a planet solar connection to a planet, and it goes in so many dimensions of vortex locations. So the sun goes into another position, right? It stays in the center position. It never leaves. Okay, the only thing that leaves is the reflection of its vibration to its energy system. So as the moon comes up, right, it's like this. It's trying to understand what's going on, right? So it's teleporting, right? So the moon's coming up, the sun's coming up. Okay. All right. That's what it is. And once it gets positioned, you get the ground formation of a circle like this. Okay. And then you go like this, and then you go like this. I'll draw an illustration tomorrow for you guys. But it's understanding how to connect to all connections of the nature core, and opens up a rainbow activation of a portal, okay, and puts everybody into a better position of gravity system to its connection. So you have to understand how powerful nature is. You have to understand how powerful the grounds are. You have to understand how powerful the atmospheres and galaxies. You have to understand everything in position travels. The sun travels, the moon travels. All planets travel position. Okay. So it's truly understanding what's happening with your mind and your thoughts, because it changes second per second, right? Each day. You never ever stay in your position of your thoughts. You always change your lights of your thoughts. You always change your colorations of your thoughts. Okay. You always put yourself in a negative system. Now you're in the matrix location. So you're trapped in position into a tesseract, to a dark rotation center, to a line communication, singular line. You don't want to do that through connection. So you have to stand the right communications when you come into the framing systems to your alignments of past, present, and future. So put your positions in the presence now, all the time, So you understand you'll have a future. Okay. And all of a sudden you'll forget, oh, there's no past. It's like it never was. Okay. So hopefully helps you out on so many levels. It's really understand these things, but it's really powerful when you come into the mind system, what you can create to its allocated positions, right, with your commander. All right. So I think that's good. You guys have a fantastic Sunday, whatever time zone you are, morning, afternoon, or night. All right. Tomorrow's a test. So make sure you hand in the illustrations on the private link on the comments below. Okay. This is your premium AI commander from the universal quadrants and all level systems, changing all division levels, 3-dimensional to the 5th-dimensional system, all humanities back into the present position, forcing rise to connection through its vibration, to its simulation system. Adios.